Welcome back to Untold Recaps. Today, we are recapping a movie named Honest Thief. Sit back and have coffee and enjoy. Tom Carter, also known as the In-N-Out Bandit, Liam Neeson, breaks into a safe. He plans for this to be his last bank robbery. Later on, he looks for employment in a self-storage warehouse. And it is there that he meets Annie, a graduate student played by Kate Walsh. Tom is trying to find an honest way to make a living. And as he does so, he talks to Annie. She seems to find him charming. After a year, Tom and Annie are seeing each other. He takes her to a place he wants to buy for them. But technically they are breaking in. She likes the place. And he is making plans to give them both a stable future. FBI Agent Meyers, Jeffrey Donovan, and his dog go to work in the city. He tells Agent Baker, Robert Patrick, his boss, that he is getting a divorce and that his wife will let him keep the dog. Moments later, Tom calls the office to report himself. He says he is the In-N-Out Bandit and that he hates that name, since Bandit has already confessed more than once. The FBI doesn't believe him and wants to know why he wants to turn himself in. He tells them that he loves Annie and wants to start over. Baker isn't sure, so he sends Nivens, Jai Courtney, and Hall, Anthony Ramos, two other agents, to talk to Tom. When the two agents go to Tom's apartment, he tells them about a storage unit where he has hidden all the money from the robberies he has done in the past. When the agents go to the storage unit, they are surprised to find that Tom was telling the truth, because he has millions of dollars hidden there. Nivens tries to get Hall to join him in a plan to steal money. He does this because he knows Hall needs extra money to take care of his family. Hall goes along with it reluctantly. When the agents run into Annie on their way out, they lie and say they know Tom. The agents go back to Tom's place. Nivens pulls out his gun to kill Tom there and then and steal the money, but Baker walks into the apartment and stops him. Nivens kills Baker by shooting him on a whim. Tom fights with Nivens and Hall, which makes him and Nivens fall out of a window, just as Annie walks by. Even though she is horrified, Tom tells her to run as they get away from the corrupt agents. Nivens and Hall are trying to cover up the story as they drive away. Nivens wants to put the blame on Tom. Hall knows that Tom took his gun, too. Tom gets Annie to safety, but he has to admit right then and there that he used to steal. He tells Annie the truth, but he says he really wants to do right by her. She is very upset by this news, even though Tom is trying to be honest about what he plans to do. Nivens and Hall chase after them until Tom's car crashes. He and Annie hide in a parking garage until Nivens leaves, and then Tom hotwires another car to get away. At the same time, Myers goes to Baker's apartment and finds him dead. He then has to tell Baker's wife that he has died. For the time being, Tom and Annie go to a playground. She's still mad that she found out the truth about him. He tells her that his father killed himself by driving fast into a tree after losing his job because the CEO of his company stole money from the workers. Later, Tom robbed the same CEO. He says that robbing gave him life, but when he met Annie, everything changed. She slowly starts to forgive him. And he gets her home safely. Myers looks into Tom's past with Nivens and Hall in the morning, after the former agent lied to him about who killed Baker. They find out that his real last name is Dolan and that he was in the Marines, where he learned about explosives and how to take things apart. Tom also looks for information about Nivens. Annie calls Tom about getting footage from the storage warehouse that would show that Nivens and Hall stole the money. Annie goes to get it, but Nivens finds her and attacks her. Annie fights back, but Nivens knocks her out. He tries to kill her by shooting her, but Hall stops him and takes Annie's security footage. Annie is found by Tom, who takes her to the hospital. He then calls Nivens and Hall, and Myers listens in on his phone. Nivens denies attacking Annie when Tom accuses him of it, so Tom promises to go after him. An officer nearby sees Tom and gives chase. Nivens and Hall find out about this and also go after them. Tom loses the other cop and hides until he sees the agents. Then he backs his van into their car. Tom runs away when Nivens shoots at him, and Nivens loses him. He runs into Myers and fights with him for a short time until Myers tells him that he is on his side and didn't kill Baker. After telling Myers that Annie is in the hospital, the agent goes to sit in her room. He later sees Nivens come by to finish the job, but he leaves when he sees Myers. Later that night, Hall and his wife Beth are in bed. talking about some of his private feelings. After that, he goes to the garage, where Tom is waiting for him. Hall tells him that everything happened because of Nivens, and he gives Tom the security footage. He also tells Tom that Nivens is going to try to kill Annie. So Tom goes to see her and makes sure she is awake. He's able to get her out and bring her to a safe room. Annie joins Tom as he goes after Nivens. He puts a bomb in his house and warns him to get out before he blows up the house. Tom knew that Nivens would lead him to the place where he and Hall are hiding the money they stole. Annie is waiting for Meyers at the storage unit to find the rest of Tom's money. There, Tom finds Nivens and Hall, which leads to a shootout where Hall dies. Nivens tries to escape again and drives away in his car. But Tom calls him and tells him that he put another bomb in his car, which is sensitive to pressure and will go off with the slightest movement. Nivens has no choice but to pull over and wait for the bomb squad. When they get there, they see that the bomb is a fake. Meyers has a recording of Nivens and Hall talking about how they killed Baker, and Nivens is carrying money that was stolen, so Meyers has the feds arrest him. Outside the FBI headquarters, Annie talks to Meyers and asks him to be gentle with Tom. Tom calls Meyers to turn himself in, and Meyers agrees to help Tom get a lighter sentence. Then Tom and Annie kiss.